Welcome to Continued Drag. This is one of our bonus episodes. I think we're calling it the Ultimate Sci-Fi Show Tournament. I think it's canon.
Ultimate Sci-Fi Show Tournament.
Yeah,
USST.
The USFST.
USFST.
That's
rolls off the tongue.
Yeah. So what it is for anyone, I don't know why you'd listen to this if you didn't listen to the first bonus, but what it is we're going to make what I think should be the ultimate sci-fi show based on characters we've seen over the several seasons of the podcast we've done in the multiple shows. So I put together a list of a bunch of characters and categorize them as best I think they should be, and Luke's going to start picking categories and picking characters, and eventually we'll have a show. That's a terrible explanation, but you really can listen to the first episode and that will explain everything.
Yeah, unless you tuned out because my audio was terrible. But now my audio is good. I'm going to assume, not having listened to it yet.
Yeah. Well, once we go through it, it'll make more sense. So to recap the first episode.
Yeah, give us a recap.
There was 3 categories that I gave. Luke got rid of one category, saved one for later, and picked one category. The category he got rid of was long-suffering spouse. Sadly, a character trope that we've seen multiple times in shows. The category he saved for later, which we won't do this week, which was robotic limb. And
I can't wait to come back to that.
The category you did pick was I called Q Gadget Tech Expert, and you picked Vincent Konofsky from Sleepwalkers.
That classic.
Yeah, so he'll be our resident tech expert. So keep that in mind. Maybe it'll be helpful, or maybe it won't be, as we pick another character.
Maybe it's helpful. Maybe it won't be.
Well, maybe it won't be. Who knows? But I will mention there will be no characters from Sleepwalkers because you have burned that show.
Great, burn it to the ground, baby.
Okay, so I'm going to give you 3 categories as per usual, Luke. You will get rid of one category you don't want to ever see in this show. One we can save for later, and one you will choose today. And the categories today will be alien, mysterious powers, and robot/android.
So I have to pick one to lose, right?
Mm-hmm. I know, it's going to start getting harder.
I don't want to lose any of these.
One you're going to save, one you're going to get rid of, and one you're going to pick. Again, robot, android, alien, and mysterious powers. These categories might be long, they might be short.
It's so hard, Jordan. It's so hard, this one. Why did you make it so hard?
Well, it's fun. You can't have everything in the show. Because here's the thing. If you had all these, it starts getting a little crazy, you know? You can't have a robot and an alien and someone with magical powers and someone with robotic limbs.
I'm going to do something, and I think it's going to be very unpopular. I'm going to get rid of the robot.
You know what? I knew you were going to get rid of the robot android.
It's going to be a very unpopular decision. I know people are not going to like it, but I'm doing it.
Okay, so we're going to get rid of the robot android. And would you like to hear the characters you've gotten rid of?
Yes, tell me.
Okay, so these are characters that will not be on our show because Luke has essentially killed them. He's hit their deactivate switch.
Goodbye, Steel Color Man.
Yeah, so we had Lieutenant Winger from Tech War. He will no longer be on the show.
Ah, such a good character, too. Oh, damn it.
Quester from the Quester tapes will no longer be on the show. And this one you'll like, Luke. Max from America 2100. Remember Max? Dorian from Almost Human.
Mm-hmm.
Andy from Quark. Unfortunately, one of your favorites.
Oh, Andy. I loved Andy.
Rex from Badlands 2005.
I knew I was going to regret this decision.
Yeah. Sergeant Eve Edison, Man and Machine.
Right.
Here's what you may not remember. Artie from Space Command. Do you remember Artie? It was a robot they were really mean to, those young, hip space cadets?
No, I remembered Artie, but I was trying to remember the show it was in, but now I do. It was the little short circuit robot.
Yeah. We have Zero from Earth 2. Take his head off.
Classic.
And finally, this is one that I think you're going to feel sad about, Luke. But I added, just for fun, the Space Hen from Come Back, Mrs. Noah. I knew you liked that.
That one was so good. That was the best part of that show.
Yeah. Okay. So unfortunately, none of those characters will be in. So now you have one other pick. There's one category. You either have alien or mysterious powers. One you will save for later, and one you will pick today.
I'm going to save Alien, just in case I change my mind about what the show is and dump Alien. But for whatever reason, when you said Mystic Power, I'm like, I gotta have a Mystic Power in this show.
Okay. So this was a bit of a weird category because, again, it's called Mysterious Powers.
Mysterious Power.
So some might be vague, some might be very concrete, but it's characters that like usually were characters that didn't get terribly utilized in the show. So this may be an odd category, but again, you've chosen it.
So it's a character who has one, not just a power.
Correct.
So I'm going to get a character. Okay, I got you. I got you.
First one is Lieutenant Vanessa Dampus from Space Above and Beyond, who her mysterious power was maybe she could see the future, or maybe
she's a little psychic.
Yeah.
Richard Karn came by and was like, "Hey, you're psychic."
That's right. So that's one.
No, not Richard Karn. Who was it? That's the guy from Home Improvement, isn't it?
Oh yeah, I don't know.
No, it was, what's his name? He's great too. Whatever. You'll go back, look it up on IMDb. It was awesome.
And here's a character. This is weird that I even put it down, but Yana from the Osiris Chronicles, or the Warlord. I have a feeling she had some sort of weird power about flying a ship, but I don't even remember why she's in here, but she's in the category.
Okay.
Here's one. There's no way you're going to pick this. Tori Olafsdor. Do you remember who this is?
Tori Olafsdor.
Yeah, also known as Ice from Justice League of America.
You're right, I'm not going to pick it.
Yeah. We have Florence from Harsh Realm.
Oh yeah, she was a computer program, right?
Well, yeah, but she also may have had superpowers. We don't know.
Yeah, I do recall. She was native to the computer program, but had some sort of superpower with inside of it that we never clear on.
Mysterious. We're not clear on it. Next character, Shawnee from Dune.
Which one was that again?
That was the one he ends up like getting with the love interest that he was like having dreams
Zendaya.
Of. Yeah, in the other one movie. We have, this one's really for me, Xylen from Space Rangers.
What does Xylen do?
Xylen was the guy who was kind of the equivalent of like a Klingon who like had rage issues and had to wear a collar to keep his rage in check.
Yeah.
Remember?
I do remember now.
Yeah. Okay.
Rage alien.
Next, you have Karnak from Inhumans. Remember Karnak sort of like could do geometry to figure stuff out?
Yeah, he was really good at geometry. That's right.
Yeah. And finally, now I don't want to tip my hand, but I have a feeling this might give you the most options
versatility
in terms of a TV show, but it also makes this show real weird. And the character is Blackie from Nightmare Cafe.
Oh my god.
Freddy Krueger himself. It's a weird category.
That's a real ringer to bring in.
Yeah. So if you want me to repeat anyone or kind of remind you,
the show real weird.
I know, that's the thing, because it opens a lot of possibilities, but also it really decides what kind of show you're going to have. Because for people who can't remember, he was played by what's the Freddy Krueger's name in real life?
Eglin.
Eglin.
Robert Eglin.
Yeah, his character is sort of a narrator, but also is someone who is kind of a trickster and also can like send people to different dimensions and stuff. Like he's all encompassing.
Yeah, he's a real, possibly a devil, possibly an angel trickster.
Right, yeah. So what do you think?
Go through them one by one, and I'm going to tell you which ones I'm definitely discounting right away.
All right. Lieutenant Vanessa Dampus, Space Above and Beyond.
I'm going to nix that. I like her. I don't care about psychic powers. Move on.
Okay. Yana from the Osiris Chronicles. Yana.
We don't quite remember what she does.
I know. So maybe we should get rid of her, huh?
I'm still going to chop her out.
Okay. I know. Are you sure you want to get rid of Tori Olafsdor, who also was Ice in Justice League of America?
Yes. I'm sure I don't want an ice superhero.
Okay. Florence from Harsh Realm. I do remember, it's funny, I don't remember a lot of Harsh Realm, but I do remember she was underused.
Yeah, I'm tempted. So let's keep her around. I'm going to do this in 2 rounds. So let's keep her around for next round.
Shawnee from Dune.
Nah, it's fine. I don't care about Zendaya. I mean, okay. I do. I love Zendaya, but I don't care about that character.
Xylen, Space Rangers. He's got a collar. He's angry. Sometimes he tears stuff up in the office.
I'm tempted by an angry alien, but I have an alien category potentially later, so I'm gonna cut him because I don't need too many aliens on this show.
Okay, there's not too many people left here. You're this might not even get to 2 rounds. We've got the 2 last characters are Blackie from Nightmare Cafe and Karnak from Inhumans.
Yeah, and I like both those options. So I'm
Florence. So we still have Florence. We have 3 characters.
So I'm tempted by Florence, a character who lives inside of a computer who potentially has like computer power. She's a real, potentially a real Neo.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's a good way of saying it.
And then we've got Karnak. I'm a big fan of his just being good at angles. Like that.
Well, I think it was slightly more than that. I think it was that he was able to see in advance. Like if he was going to shoot a gun, he was going to see where the bullet was going to ricochet and stuff, and then he could use algebra to figure it out.
He could see all the angles in a short period of time.
Yeah, that's a much more succinct way of saying it.
And then obviously Blackie was a great character, brought a lot to it, but you're right, it really like is gonna push the show into some weird places.
Yeah.
Like it's like having Q. It's basically I'm inviting Q onto the show.
That's another good way of saying it. Yeah. So it's like it's a fun character, but do you want him in every episode? You know, this is a main cast member.
Yeah, it brings a lot to it. I'm very tempted.
Florence from Harsh Realm, Blackie from Nightmare Cafe, Karnak in Humans. They all bring us something different. I know you haven't said it yet. I know who you're gonna pick. I just know it.
I hear you know what I'm gonna pick. I am leaning heavily to Karnak, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
I'm assuming that's who you think I'm going to go with.
I'm not saying,
but I am very tempted by Blackie, and I did like the character Florence. So like, and I could see a world where having a Neo inside of a computer who never came out, like it was always just in a computer, would be.
Well, let me just say this, not to try to push your opinion. It could take place. This show, you could pick Florence and say this whole show is going to take place in a computer program, and we're going to do a better Harsh Realm than Harsh Realm did. You can. I mean, that's when these characters start creating the show for you. They do the work for you, Luke.
Then, if that is true, Jordan, if what you're saying is true, that these characters create the show for me.
Well, I mean, they would, right? That's what, at the end, you're going to have these characters who have to figure out what it is. So it could be anything you want. Sky's the limit, man. Blank page.
It's going to be Blackie then. I want to see what Blackie does to the show.
I knew you were going to pick Blackie.
I almost went with Karnak. I was very close to going with Karnak.
So yeah, so we have two characters now in two categories, which are kind of sci-fi tropes you've seen. Just to recap, we now have two categories and two characters. We have our gadget tech expert character of Vincent Konofsky, who was from Sleepwalkers, and now adding to this, already one of the weirdest shows on TV with two characters, we have Blackie from Nightmare Cafe, who is a Q all-knowing entity who can control time, space, and everything in between.
Certainly a trickster figure of otherworldly powers.
And that's how this goes. And so next week we'll have a few more categories, and maybe Luke will pick ones that are easier for him, but we'll see how it goes.
Paint myself into a corner for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I am worried and excited for how this show is developing already.
And again, so in case you were worried, we can't use the other two characters from, what do you call it, Nightmare Cafe now.
Oh,
Faye and Jimmy, or whatever his name was.
Jimbo.
Yeah, they won't be in this show.
Can we have the song that keeps getting banned on...
the Mike and the Mechanic song?
That is the most litigious song we've ever dealt with.
Because I had to put it right in the thing. Anyways, yeah, that song sucks still.
All right, Jordan, I can't wait to see what we do on the next round of... Sci-Fi Super Spree.
Yeah, it's called hold on, Ultimate Sci-Fi Show Tournament, the USFST.
Yeah.